Welcome back to our channel where we uncover the most valuable and rare coins that could be hiding in your pocket change. Today we're diving into the world of wheat pennies, those iconic Lincoln pennies minted between 1909 and 1958. Stick around to learn about the top 5 ultra-rare wheat pennies that are worth a fortune and their fascinating history. 1946 wheat penny. Before we dive into the specifics of the 1946 wheat penny, let's take a quick look at the history of the Lincoln wheat penny series. The series began in 1909, celebrating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This penny was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and its design remained largely unchanged until 1958, when the wheat reverse was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial. The designer behind this iconic coin was Victor David Brenner, and his initials VDB are famous for appearing on the rare 1909 SVDB penny. The 1946 Lincoln wheat penny looks much like other pennies in this series, but there are a few things you'll want to note. On the obverse or front side, you have the familiar profile of President Lincoln with the words "In God We Trust" arched along the top, liberty on the left, and the minting year 1946 on the right. Flip it over to the reverse and you'll see the 2 wheat stalks on either side. This simple yet striking design gives the coin its nickname, the wheat penny. Above the wheat ears, the words United States of America and E Pluribus Unum are inscribed. Now, in 1946, pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc after the brief switch to steel cents during World War II in 1943. By this time, copper was once again available for minting coins, which is why the 1946 penny returned to this composition. There were 3 mints that produced Lincoln wheat pennies in 1946: Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark; Denver Mint, marked by a D; and the San Francisco Mint, marked by an SS. The Philadelphia Mint produced the most coins by far, with 991 million pennies minted. Denver followed with 315 million, and San Francisco with 198 million. While none of these mints produced particularly rare coins in 1946, pennies from the San Francisco Mint marked with an S are often more desirable among collectors because of their lower mintage. As always, the value of your coin depends heavily on its condition, which we'll get into next. Like all coins, the value of a 1946 wheat penny is greatly influenced by its condition or grade. Coin grading ranges from poor, where most details are worn and faded, to mint state, where the coin looks almost brand new, as if it just left the mint. A circulated 1946 penny one that's been in use can be worth anywhere from 3 to 10 cents. A higher grade uncirculated penny in mint condition can fetch up to $5 or even $10, especially if it has no visible scratches. Or the best way to know what your penny might be worth is by checking with a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC, or consulting the latest market prices. Some thing collectors always look for are errors or varieties. While the 1946 wheat penny doesn't have any well-known major errors, always be on the lookout for things like off-center strikes, doubled dies, or any other unusual marks. If you do happen to find an error on your 1946 penny, its value could increase significantly, sometimes into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the rarity and severity of the error. So, why should you care about the 1946 Lincoln wheat penny? Well, while it's not the rarest penny out there, it's an important part of U.S. history made during the post-World War II era. It marks the return of copper to U.S. coins and serves as a wonderful representation of mid-century American currency. 1945 wheat penny. Let's first take a step back in time and look at the history behind the 1945 Lincoln wheat penny. This coin was minted during the final stages of World War II, a time when the United States was transitioning from wartime production back to a peacetime economy. The Lincoln wheat penny was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The reverse design, featuring 2 wheat stalks, remained on the coin until 1958, making it one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coin history. The 1945 Lincoln wheat penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; San Francisco, S mint mark. Over 1 billion of these coins were produced, with Philadelphia producing the highest number. Because of its high mintage, many 1945 pennies are still in circulation today. However, this doesn't mean they're all worth the same. The value of the 1945 Lincoln wheat penny depends on a few important factors: condition, mint mark, and any errors or variations. Let's go over these in detail. As with most coins, condition is everything when determining value. A circulated 1945 Lincoln penny one that has been in pockets, registers, and hands for decades might only be worth its face value, about 1 to 5 cents. However, if your coin is in mint state, meaning it's been well preserved and has little to no wear, its value can be significantly higher. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a flawless, uncirculated coin. A 1945 Lincoln wheat penny in good condition may not hold much value, but one in mint state could be worth $5 to $10 or more, depending on the grade. The second key factor is the mint mark. As I mentioned earlier, the 1945 penny was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. You can find the mint mark on the reverse side of the coin just below the date. No mint mark Philadelphia, most common, lower value. D mint mark Denver, a bit more collectible, slightly higher value. S Mint Mark San Francisco usually holds a premium over the others, especially in higher grades. Error coins are always interesting, and the 1945 penny has a few varieties that collectors actively search for. These errors can dramatically increase the coin's value. Double die. Some 1945 pennies feature a double die error, where the design appears to be slightly doubled. These can fetch prices anywhere from $50 to $100 depending on the visibility of the error. Off-center strike. A penny that was struck off-center at the mint can also increase the coin's value. These error coins can range from $10 to $50 or more depending on the severity of the misstrike. 1952 wheat penny. Now, the 1952 Lincoln wheat penny was struck during the final years of the wheat penny series, which ran until 1958. This coin is a snapshot of post-war America, minted during a time when the economy was booming and the penny was an essential part of everyday transactions. So what makes the 1952 wheat penny stand out? Well, while it's not considered rare like some other wheat pennies, it's still a collector's favorite. Millions of these coins were minted, but the value can vary significantly depending on a few key factors: mint mark, condition, and errors. The 1952 wheat penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark; Denver Mint, D mint mark; San Francisco Mint, S mint mark. Philadelphia produced over 186 million pennies in 1952, while Denver minted over 746 million, and San Francisco minted just over 137 million. Coins from San Francisco are generally a little scarcer, making them slightly more valuable to collectors. Now, the big question: how much is a 1952 Lincoln wheat penny worth today? The value of your penny will depend largely on its condition or grade. Here's a rough breakdown. Circulated coins. If your 1952 penny has been in circulation and shows signs of wear, it's probably worth between 3 to 10 cents. Not too exciting, right? But don't go away just yet. Uncirculated coins. If you've got a penny that's in uncirculated or near mint condition, the value can jump significantly. Uncirculated 1952 pennies are typically worth between $1 and $5, with higher-end examples fetching up to $10 or more, especially if they're certified by a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Proof coins. Proof pennies from 1952 were struck with extra care and have a shiny, reflective surface. These can be worth between $50 and $100 depending on their condition. Error coins, and here's where things get interesting. Error coins like those with a misstrike, double die, or off-center strikes can be worth a lot more. Some error pennies from 1952 have sold for over $100 or even $200. If you're checking your collection, here's what to look for. First, check the mint mark under the date on the obverse side of the penny. No mint mark means it was made in Philadelphia, while a D or S signifies Denver or San Francisco. Next, examine the condition of the coin. The key grading factors include luster. Is the coin shiny, or has it lost its original sheen? Details. Are Lincoln's features sharp, or are they worn down? Look at his cheekbone, jawline, and the wheat stalks on the reverse. Surface marks. Are there any scratches, dings, or corrosion? The fewer, the better. A certified grading service like PCGS or NGC can give your coin an official grade, which could significantly boost its value. Here's a fun fact before we wrap up. The Lincoln wheat penny design was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure instead of Lady Liberty or an allegorical figure. It was a bold move at the time, but it's now a tradition we see on nearly all our coins today. 1935 wheat penny. Now, 1935 was a pivotal year for the United States. The country was still recovering from the Great Depression, and the penny played a crucial role in everyday transactions. Small but essential, the penny represented the American spirit of perseverance during tough economic times. Let's talk specifics. The 1935 Lincoln wheat penny was struck in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Here's a quick breakdown of the mintages. Philadelphia, no mint mark, 245,388,000 coins produced. Denver, D mint mark, 47 million coins produced. San Francisco, S mint mark, 38,702,000 coins produced. These pennies were made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighing in at 3.1 grams. The obverse side features Lincoln's iconic portrait, while the reverse showcases the 2 wheat stalks, which gave the penny its name. Now, here's where things get interesting for collectors. The 1935 Lincoln wheat penny has several known errors and varieties that can significantly increase its value. Some of these errors include double die obverse DDO, where the design on the front is doubled. Die cracks on the coin caused by worn out dies. Off-center strikes. The coin was struck improperly, leaving a portion of the design off the edge. These errors make certain pennies much more valuable than their regular counterparts. So if you've got a 1935 penny lying around, take a close look. You might have a rare error coin. All right, so how much is a 1935 Lincoln wheat penny worth today? The value depends on several factors, including condition, mint mark, and whether the coin has any errors. Average circulated condition G4 to VG8 worth around 5 to 10 cents. Fine condition F12 to VF20 worth 20 cents to $1. Extremely fine EF4 worth around $2 to $5. Uncirculated MS60 to MS65, these can fetch anywhere from $10 to $30 depending on the mint mark. Rare errors or high-grade MS66 or higher, these can sell for $100 or more at auctions. Coins from the San Francisco Mint with the S Mint mark are typically a bit more valuable than those from Philadelphia or Denver due to their lower mintage numbers. And if you have a pristine, uncirculated penny, you're in luck because the value skyrockets. 1955 wheat penny. Before we dive into the 1955 version, let's quickly cover the basics of the Lincoln wheat penny itself. First minted in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, this coin was designed by Victor David Brenner. It featured Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the iconic wheat ears on the reverse. It remained in circulation until 1958, after which it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design. So what happened in 1955 that makes this coin so special? Well, in that year, a major minting error occurred at the Philadelphia Mint. Due to a misalignment during the striking process, roughly 40,000 coins were accidentally produced with what is now famously known as the 1955 double die. The error happened when the coin's design was struck twice on the die but slightly misaligned, creating a very obvious and dramatic doubling effect. How can you tell if you have one of these rare error coins? The most distinctive feature is the doubling of the date 1955. In the words "Liberty and in God we trust," the doubling is so prominent that even without magnification, it's easy to spot. If you think you might have one, check those areas carefully. So what's the big deal about this coin? Well, it's all about supply and demand. Only around 24,000 of these coins actually made it into circulation. And over the years, many have been lost, making it one of the most desired error coins for collectors. Prices for the 1955 double die can range anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 for well-worn examples, while those in higher grades can fetch up to $15,000 or even more at auction. In 2022, a mint state example graded MS65 red sold for a whopping $48,875. Now, a quick word of caution, not every 1955 penny is the valuable double die variety. There are many regular 1955 pennies out there that don't have the error and are worth far less, typically just a few cents. Also, be careful of machine doubling or damage that might look like the double die but is much less valuable.